Back here at Countdown to Kickoff as we are heading back into 5A, and let's talk about a district where last year Mercedes ran the table, Clay, but can they do it again this year?
And I don't think anyone expects anyone to run the table in this district. This is where you find the biggest rivalries in the Rio Grande Valley. This is District 32 5A.
District 32 5A.
I expect, for the offensive line, we need to at least have 500 yards a game. At least. That's our goal this year.
That's an impressive number to put out there, but it's certainly not out of reach for the Donna offense. The entire O-line, led by UTSA recruit Troy Billman, is back to protect the Skins playmakers, of which the number has increased by a very big one.
Of course, getting Monty Bowen back from last year, he was hurt most of the year, makes us open it up a little bit more. With him now and Doherty back there, we're able to do more things. We want to do more things.
We're anxious to get back out there on Friday nights and go back out there and get us some victories.
The Chiefs' next victory will be their first since going to a full varsity schedule, and odds are when it happens, the Donna North rushing attack will be the reason. Junior running back Dominic Ochoa gained over 500 yards last season behind an experienced O-line. Look for him to triple those numbers in 2015.
I've been playing with Dominic since he was when we were in middle school, so I know how Dominic is. Once he sees a hole, he's gonna hit it. He's gonna hit it hard.
With the line now pushing their hardest, I think now we can win some games. They're opening the holes more bigger, and I got the eyes to see the holes. So I can choose, and there's a touchdown on the other side. I got that.
When it comes down to Jackets playing football, it's always going to be high expectations every year. This year's no exception. These guys want to shoot for the stars, and they're trying to do everything they can to be that last team standing.
Regaining the Valley throne will take plenty of talent, something La Máquina Amarilla has in spades. Two of the top cornerbacks in South Texas lead this defense. The offense in the hands of quarterback Marco Aguinaga in a scheme designed to make the most of his talent.
He's a guy that has dual threat ability. He can run the ball and he can throw the ball, so coaches know that, so they're going to try to put him in spots to make plays.
A lot of touchdowns, his speed and quickness, everything. We got the playbook, we got the coaches they make us better and everything.
Taking pictures next to the stadium, it's just butterflies in our stomach knowing that we're going to walk through the tunnel. We're going to be the first team to ever play in that stadium.
I know they have to run them off every morning because they want to see where the progress is going. You can tell them over every water break, every kind of little break they're going, they're peeking over. They'll know they'll be there sooner or later.
Sooner is September 11th. The Tigers will open their new campus stadium with a game against La Feria. And while Mercedes is still deciding on quarterback between senior DJ Sines and sophomore Zach Gomez,
1, 2, 3,
running back is all set with a return from injury of Isaac Vela.
He came back there towards the end, but you could tell he was still favoring that injury. But now that he's committed to spring, he committed to summer, he's ready to go.
It's a lot easier knowing that we're going to have a balanced offense now with Isaac back and 100%. We have the explosive power to score every play.
We got in games last year where I think if we'd have been a more physical football team, we could have come out on top.
If the Vikings want to be more physical, here's the guy leading the way, linebacker Narciso Guevara. Not afraid to body slam a quarterback or two. He's the physical manifestation of Bill Dean's vision of Pace Football 2015.
That was fun. I felt really good.
He's a very intense individual. He's probably the smallest guy on the defense. He's about 5'6", about a buck nothing. Can't get him out of a ball game.
We're just getting better and better every day. That's what we're meant to do, 2 days. We're getting at it. We're going hard every day, 24/7. We ain't going to stop until we get there.
The experience is there. There's no excuse. I mean, we should put a good product on the field. Coaching staff's been together now for 3 years, so I mean, there's no excuses.
We're just moving forward and trying to make this program flourish from where it has been.
The Cowboys are flourishing on the offensive line, where 3 starters are returning and returning bigger and stronger than before. That bodes well for last season's 32 5A rushing leader, Porter Senior George Gutierrez.
I think he can really turn the corner and get more to 1,600 yards. And he committed himself in the summer. He put on about 15 pounds of muscle. So, I mean, the guy's beefed up. He's got some other workhorses in the backfield also this year that's going to alleviate a little bit of the carries, but help keep him fresh, for the long haul.
They want a job, they can go out and get it because, like we have to do in the real world, we got to go out there, we got to fight, scratch and claw for everything that we got.
The vacancies are many, but the competition is stiff in Bear Country. Only 4 starters return for PSJA, but in crucial roles like quarterback Andrew Castaneda and his favorite target, Alex Mancha, providing an example and forging the future for the Bears.
With a young team and some kids that haven't played as much, we're going to go through some growing pains, but I tell you what, I really like what I see from our ball club.
We don't have a lot of seniors coming back, and we don't have a lot of returners either. And I know a lot of people are looking down on us, and
we're just pushing each other a lot, and we're going to be ready.
We're not satisfied. We want to get better as a program, and these kids, they want to make the playoffs. They want that extra game or two, and that's our goal. You know, build from last year, feed from last year, but we got to do better.
Is this the season the Javelinas put it all together and make their first postseason? If play in the trenches is any indication, the answer is yes. Formidable back Jesus Acosta looks to improve on his 1,300-yard season, while Darren Estrada takes over under center.
We got a new quarterback. We lost a good one, and we gained a good one. He was a receiver last year, but he's a great kid. And what's going to help him is that he's got a supporting cast, and he's got a good line of a veteran group that, you know, are going to give him time to mature.
District 32 5A.
What do you think, Joe?
32-5A, Clay, I can say one thing about it. Sure, it's easy to say anyone can win on any given night, but I'll tell you, if anyone doesn't prepare themselves, they will get beat in that district.
As a matter of fact, I'm going to go one step further and say no team goes without a win in this district. Every single one of these teams will have at least one win in district by the time it is done. But who will win the title? Donna, Edcouch-Elsa, Mercedes? What about Porter, Pace, and Donna North? Can they crash the party? When we come back, we're going to talk to Dennis Silva of the Monitor and find out what he thinks about this fantastic District 32-5A when we come back on Countdown to Kickoff. We are back on Countdown to Kickoff, Action 4's look at the upcoming high school football season. We are talking District 32-5A, and we are talking it with Dennis Silva of the Monitor, the beat writer for this particular district. And Dennis, this district is so much fun. Tell me, what's your favorite part of covering it?
The tradition. I mean, from PHA High to Donna High to Mercedes to Edcouch-Elsa. It just, and PHA Southwest is building its own tradition. You just get these passionate fan bases that make going to games a lot of fun.
Let's talk about Edcouch-Elsa to start with. Marco Aguinaga, how good a quarterback is he now? How good is he going to be by the time his career is done?
He's good now, and I think we'll see someone even better with the new offense. They're going to be throwing a lot more. We know he can run. We're going to find out that he can pass as well this season. That's going to be that much better. He's just a junior, still learning. His senior year, I can't even begin to think what he might be, but this year he's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Now, Donna, those guys seem to be loaded. Loaded for bear when they're talking about the line, when you're talking about Amante Bowen, when you're talking about Edward Doherty. Do they have any deficiencies over there on the Redskins reservation?
They're a little inexperienced in the secondary, but other than that, they're stacked from the offensive backfield. Doherty grew up a lot last year at quarterback. Amante Bowen's back from injury. He's healthy. He looks really good. Paul Gator in the backfield, the offensive line, the defensive line, that's where they're going to be their strengths. This, from top to bottom, that's a really complete football team.
Now, how do you help out a weak secondary? You bring a tremendous pass rush, and that's what they do have to help out their secondary. And once they grow up, look out, they're solid.
Yeah.
They are definitely going to be solid. And people are at home are saying, but wait, what about the reigning district champion? What about Mercedes? They went 7-0. It's going to be tough for them to go 7-0 this year, I think, with this kind of team, with this kind of competition.
It will be, but man, they've got a lot of youth. The sophomore at quarterback and Zach Gomez.
Yeah. He'll
see some time back there with DJ Signs, and then you have another sophomore running back in Fabian Ledesma. He looks really good. Keep an eye on him. The defense will be there. They're very veteran on that side of the ball. They'll be fine defensively. Offensively, there'll be a transition period for these young guys, but for the most part, I think they're going to be fine. They'll be right there again.
All right, well, let's go ahead and go to the picks on District 32-5A. Let's show you who we've got winning district in this fantastically competitive district. And right now, all three of us have got Donna taking the crown in this district, Dennis.
Yeah, I think Edcouch is probably their biggest threat to that crown, but Donna they have everything in place to win their first district title since 2007. Redskins hoping to get it.
Joe, what are we going to see when Edcouch-Elsa's defensive front goes up against Donna's offensive line? Because that seems to me like the matchup of the year.
It's going to be collisions, collision after collision. Every play is going to be one of those where someone in the crowd is going to say, "Oh, did you see that?" That's what kind of game it's going to be.
I got to tell you, Dennis, the teams that are bubbling under here, your Donna Norths, your Porters, your Paces, I like them all. I just don't know how competitive a district this is. Do you see any of those guys making an actual run to make the playoffs?
Pace, I think, is sneaky. They had some good moments last year. Porter could always surprise. It depends how much that talent grows up. I like PSG Southwest a lot. I like them a lot. I think they get in the playoffs. Jesus Acosta, new quarterback in Darren Estrada, good defense, quick, athletic. I love them a lot. But from the bottom, PSG High right there is young. They're rebuilding. True. But I really like Southwest. I think they can be a real sleeper in this one.
Yeah, I think so as well. It's going to be PSG Southwest. How do they keep growing him so big? How does Jesus Reyes keep getting these giant linemen over to play for the Javelinas?
I don't know, but he's not going to turn it down. I'll tell you that, because he's getting just the right mix of big guys, and then he's throwing some talent behind him.
All right, who's going to win the rushing race in this district? Will it be George Gutierrez down at Porter? Will it be Dominic Ochoa at Donna North? Will it be Jesus Acosta over PSG Southwest? That's something else we're going to look at. But right now, I want to thank Dennis Silva for joining us. Have fun this year, because this is a fantastic district to cover.
I love to cover. Appreciate you having me.
All right, we are coming right back on Countdown to Kickoff, and we are going to talk about District 31 6A. That's right, it's the one we haven't got yet. It's the one you've been waiting for. It's all when we come back.